Welcome back to The Real Estate, your weekly New York City real estate news roundup. I'm Christina Friscia, and in today's episode, I've got an interesting lineup of stories that will definitely pique your interest. From a surprising rebound in Manhattan's luxury market to some noteworthy developments in Brooklyn, I've got it all covered. Plus, I'll dive into the shifting dynamics of the overall Manhattan market, explore the surge in home listings, and take a closer look at a jaw-dropping penthouse sale on Billionaires Row. But that's not all. I'll also get into a recent legal twist in the world of New York City real estate involving a prominent broker and uncover some of the best freebies you can score in the city's real estate market. So whether you're a seasoned real estate pro or just curious about what's happening in the city that never sleeps, stick around because I've got all the tea. Let's go. In our first story this week, let's talk about Manhattan's luxury real estate market, which seems to have rebounded after a slow end to September. Last week, the luxury real estate scene showed signs of vitality. Signed contracts for homes with price tags of $4 million or more bounced back from a 3-year low of 8 to a promising 20. And there's more. The average asking price also saw a significant uptick, rising from $5.7 million to a robust $8 million in just 2 weeks. One standout in this resurgence was Unit PH10 at 760 Madison Avenue, also known as the Giorgio Armani Residences, with an asking price of $25 million. This 3-bedroom, 3.5-bathroom condo sprawls across 3,100 square feet and boasts a captivating 1,300 square foot terrace. Oh, and yes, the legendary designer Giorgio Armani himself was reportedly one of the buyers. The building is set to feature an Armani store on the ground floor, making it a true designer haven. Amenities include a doorman, residence lounge, and fitness center, with closings anticipated next summer. But that's not all. Unit 27B at 500 West 18th Street entered the scene with a bang. Originally listed at $11.3 million in 2018, it now commands a princely $14 million. This 3,100 square foot gem offers 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and a 1,400 square foot great room with breathtaking skyline and Hudson River views. It's part of a project that underwent a rebranding, transforming into One Highline after a $1 billion plus foreclosure. Amenities here include a 75-foot lap pool, a fitness center, and spa rooms. Of the 20 homes that found new owners last week, 16 were condos, 2 were co-ops, 1 was a condop, and 1 was a townhouse. Together, their asking prices totaled $160.8 million, with a median asking price of $6.6 million. On average, these homes received an 8% discount and spent about 707 days on the market. Moving on to Brooklyn's luxury real estate market, it seems the borough ended the third quarter on a slightly subdued note. Between September 25th and 29th, only 7 contracts were signed for homes with price tags of $2 million or more. This figure marked a drop from the 14 contracts signed in the previous period. It's also notable that luxury contracts in Brooklyn haven't reached over 20 since July. The most expensive gem to find a buyer was Unit 5 at 210 Pacific Street in Cobble Hill, boasting an asking price of $6 million. This 3,100 square foot condo showcases 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. But that's not all. It also offers 250 square feet of outdoor space, private elevator access, and an eat-in chef's kitchen. Amenities at this 8-unit building include a fitness room, children's playroom, and video intercom security. However, it's worth noting that the boutique condo was marketed as having passive house design principles, emphasizing strict energy efficiency measures. Interestingly, earlier this year, owners filed a lawsuit against the developers for $5 million, alleging the use of subpar materials and poor construction during the project. The second most expensive home to enter contract was 590 Fifth Street in Park Slope, with an asking price of $4.3 million. This 4,000 square foot townhouse boasts 6 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. It also features a formal dining room, media room, garden, and deck. Park Slope townhouses have consistently made appearances in Brooklyn's luxury real estate reports. In April, a home at 625 2nd Street, last asking $5.4 million, stood as the borough's priciest find. Of the 7 contracts signed recently, 3 were for condos and 4 were for townhouses. The average asking price for these homes stood at $3.4 million, equating to $11.65 per square foot. The typical home still received no average discount from the initial asking price and spent an average of 60 days on the market. Brooklyn's luxury real estate market continues to showcase its unique character week after week. It's been a bit of a roller coaster lately in the world of overall New York City real estate, and there's two intriguing trends that have caught my attention. First, buyers in Manhattan's residential market are seeing a change in the tides. After 3 years of being on the back foot, they're regaining a little bit of leverage. September in particular has been a bright spot for buyers, marking the best month for them since the pandemic lockdowns hit back in 2020. According to Urban Digs, the shift in favor of buyers is partly due to a drop in market liquidity, with fewer contracts being signed. This trend has tilted the market in favor of buyers. With an abundance of active listings, buyers now have more options and perhaps a bit more negotiation power. While this situation is reminiscent of the market balance seen in 2008, experts like John Walkup from Urban Digs believe it's more likely to result in a mild rebound than a collapse. However, the fall season brings uncertainties. The month of September saw holiday weekends like Labor Day, Rosh Hashanah, and Yom Kippur, along with some very rainy weather. These factors may have contributed to a slowdown in activity. Meanwhile, Berkshire Hathaway's Diane Ramirez notes that Manhattan is showing signs of increased activity after a slow end to the summer. Some price adjustments are being made, offering buyers good value proposition, though not necessarily bargain prices. While buyers have more influence than last year, some are still cautious due to elevated interest rates. Now shifting the focus to listing activity in Manhattan and Brooklyn. September witnessed a significant increase in listings, more than doubling compared to August. However, Miller Samuels CEO John Miller suggests that this uptick, while beneficial for transaction activity, will not drastically alter the overall market dynamics. New contracts signed in Manhattan have been on a downward trajectory for 16 consecutive months, and Brooklyn has seen a decline for 17 months in a row. Nevertheless, the rate of decline appears to be slowing down, indicating a potential stabilization following the frenzied market conditions of 2021 and early 2022. The primary reasons for the persistently tight market are high interest rates causing would-be sellers to hold onto their properties and affordability challenges for buyers. So, while the increase in listings is a positive sign, it aligns with the historical norms for September. It may add some competition, but is unlikely to lead to substantial price drops. As Miller puts it, we seem to be in the mode of limited supply, which is holding back sales volume. In essence, these two trends suggest that while change is afoot in the New York City real estate scene, it's more of an adjustment than a seismic shift. In the glittering landscape of Manhattan's Billionaires Row, a new deal at 111 West 57th Street has made quite the splash. JDS Development, in partnership with Property Markets Group, sealed the transaction as an anonymous buyer shelled out a remarkable $53 million for a penthouse in this architectural marvel. Unit Penthouse 61, as it's known, spans a sprawling 7,000 square feet, boasting 3 grand bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. Remarkably, this deal went through at $7 million less than the asking price in the building's offering plan. This isn't the first time a penthouse here has gone for less than expected. Earlier this year, a 78th floor penthouse changed hands for $47.2 million, down from its original $53.8 million offering plan price. Corcoran, which took over sales in February last year, is handling these opulent transactions. However, they've remained tight-lipped about this recent deal. Standing at 84 stories, 111 West 57th Street is the second tallest residential tower in the Western Hemisphere. It offers amenities galore, including an 82-foot swimming pool, a double-height fitness center, a private dining room, and a residence lounge with a terrace. Despite its share of challenges, including delays in sales, the tower continues to shine in the Manhattan skyline. It's clear that the architectural masterpiece continues to capture the attention of luxury buyers. In fact, Michael Stern, the head of JDS, expressed his satisfaction with the tower's sales success to date, emphasizing the design and innovation offered here. For buyers seeking a piece of this iconic tower, the future looks bright. With a track record of high-profile sales and stunning design, 111 West 57th Street remains a sought-after gem on Billionaires Row. In a recent court ruling, a New York real estate broker found herself at the center of a bribery scheme that spanned several years. Sheena Levin, the owner of a Brooklyn-based real estate company, was sentenced to 9 months of house arrest for her involvement in the elaborate conspiracy. Levin's role in this intricate web of corruption involved paying over $830,000 in kickbacks to Victor Rivera, a well-known shelter operator, in exchange for securing leases for properties under her control. The scheme came to light when Rivera, the former CEO of the Bronx Parent Housing Network, pleaded guilty to federal crimes, receiving a 27-month sentence behind bars. Rivera's financial ties with Levin and allegations of sexual assault and harassment against him were exposed in a hard-hitting New York Times investigation in 2021. Levin, after pleading guilty in March, was sentenced to 1 count of conspiracy to commit honest services wire fraud. This underhanded scheme operated between 2019 and 2021, casting a dark shadow over the real estate world. Court documents reveal the sordid details of their collaboration. Rivera initially sought bribes during their dealings, pushing for a share of Levin's rental profits. She agreed, knowing these payments were unethical. To conceal the illicit transactions, Levin disguised them as consulting fees to a fictitious company owned by Rivera's son. These kickbacks ultimately went towards covering mortgage payments. Rivera, the founder of the Bronx Parent Housing Network, found himself at the helm of a colossal $274 million in city funds from 2017 to 2021. During this period, he lived lavishly, drawing a salary exceeding $450,000, leasing luxury cars through Housing Network, and giving out contracts to close associates, including Levin. He also commingled nonprofit work with for-profit ventures. Levin faced a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison for her felony charge, but her cooperation in the investigation into Rivera led to a different outcome. She received a sentence of house arrest and 2 years of supervised release. Additionally, she agreed to forfeit more than $790,000 and pay over $838,000 to the Bronx Parent Housing Network. In a statement, Levin's lawyer acknowledged her wrongdoing and asserted that Rivera had manipulated her commitment to serving the homeless population for personal gain. Levin is now determined to make amends for her actions, according to her attorney. And lastly, in New York's competitive real estate market, sellers are pulling out all the stops to entice buyers. How? By offering some truly enticing freebies that go beyond the usual concessions. For just shy of $22 million, a savvy buyer can score a fantastic package deal. Let's break it down. First, a $2.8 million Red Hook townhouse, and as a bonus, you get a brand new Tesla Model Y worth around $60,000. Next up, a luxurious $12 million waterfront home in Watermill, complete with a boat. And last but not least, a beachside gem in Montauk, priced at $6.5 million, sweetens the deal with a Gurney's Beach Club membership. Now, you might be wondering if this is just a marketing gimmick, but the combined value of these freebies, it's nothing to scoff at, hovering around $100,000. Eugene Litvak, the listing agent at 115A King Street in Red Hook, believes that adding a Tesla to the mix can make prospective buyers overlook the impact of high interest rates. If a buyer comes in at the full asking price, they can drive away with this luxury electric vehicle. However, if they prefer cash, a rebate equivalent to the car's value, $60,000, is on the table. While the Montauk and Watermill listings may have their attractive extras, such as beach club memberships and waterfront access, it's clear that these bonuses are designed to catch the eye of potential buyers in a competitive market. At 19 Elm Street, close to the Montauk Beach Club, a membership at Gurney's can set you back anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000. It's no wonder buyers are showing interest in homes that come with this exclusive perk. Last but certainly not least, imagine buying a waterfront home at 53 Bay Avenue in Watermill and finding a 14-foot Boston Whaler included in the deal. This impressive vessel comes with its own dock, and while the sellers haven't decided if they want to keep it, they've generously thrown it into the sale. These unique offerings are breathing new life into the real estate market, proving that sometimes it's not just about finding your dream home, it's about the incredible perks that come with it. In a city where real estate competition is fierce, these exciting incentives are capturing the attention of buyers and making their search for a new home a bit more fun and exciting. From luxury cars to beach club memberships and boats, it's clear that the sellers are pulling out all the stops to stand out in the wild New York market. And that's a wrap for today's episode of The Real Estate. If you enjoyed this episode and want to stay in the know about the latest trends in New York's dynamic real estate scene, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I'll be back next week with more exciting stories from the world of New York City real estate. Until next time, I'm Christina Friscia, and remember, innovation in housing starts with bold decisions. I'll see you next week. And that's a wrap for today's episode of The Real Estate. If you enjoyed this episode and want to